subscribe, and I hope you will like it. And if you do have any comments, please do comment and then get started. So I've got my ingredients right here. As you can see, no fuss about it. These are the things I always have in my house, and I believe in not thinking about what I don't have, but making do with what I have. I have 1 cup of water right here. I'm going to make it really simple for you, no fuss about it. Always make sure you have your measuring cups. Be very precise about your measuring when you're making a sweet dish or a dessert. So I've got 1 cup of measuring, I've got my measuring cups. This is 1 cup, which will be about 250 ml of water. And then I always have sugar. Everybody has sugar in their kitchen. This is again 1 cup, about 250 ml. Then we have some cocoa powder. You can use any good cocoa powder you want. I'm using bone meal right here. Can't use bone meal. I'm using half a cup of cocoa, which would be, again, as you can see, half a cup would be 125 ml. And then I've got some butter right here. We've got some butter right here. Now I've got a whole one and half a butter. This is 250 grams, but we only need 150. So I have half already here. I'll just use this block. And the easiest way to measure is it's got measuring right at the bottom. So all you have to do is cut it in half. So we need 150. Just cut it about here. That's 150 grams of butter. There you go. And then we have some biscuits, some rich tea biscuits. Right here you need about 300 grams of rich tea biscuits. We're going to break it at the end of the recipe. We're going to break it into pieces and then mix it together with the chocolate sauce. Let's get started. So what I'll do is I'll put my cocoa in there, my sugar in there, and then I've got, just to mix it up, you need your, whisker. What do you call it? Whisker. And then just gradually add your water in, just gradually, and mix it together. Just gradually mix it together. And the best thing I love about this is when you're mixing cocoa with anything, you get a really strong aroma of cocoa coming through. Ah, that chocolate. I love working with chocolate. Everybody loves working with chocolate, I think. Okay, so as you can see, I've just whisked it all together. That was my 1 cup of sugar, half cup cocoa, 1 cup water, and then what I'll do is put my butter in. The best thing to do is to make sure that butter melts quick. Just chop it into small pieces. Also, I could put the whole chunk in, but I don't want to. So I'll just chop it up. I need some. Just chop it up. That's 150 grams of butter. There you go. That's half of butter right in there. Now what we do is we put it over the heat. Okay. Now if this sauce is really quick, no fuss about it. It needs to be on the heat for about 12 minutes. As you can see, if you come closer, you can see that at the moment it's really liquidy. Your butter is in there, it's not melted. So just leave it on the heat. Stir constantly, so you don't want to burn your chocolate. You don't want to burn your cocoa. So we'll let it stir on about medium to high heat for about 3 to 4 minutes, just until the butter is melted. And after your butter is melted, make sure you stir it constantly to not be burning. And in total, the total time for the sauce, literally on the clock, would be not more than 12 to 15 minutes. So we've got our chocolate sauce cooking right there. Meanwhile, I'll clear up, right? Okay, so you could do it in the meanwhile, start breaking up your biscuits. But because I want to make it one pot thing, what I'll do is once my chocolate is cooked, I'll start breaking up the biscuit into this pan rather than transfer it to another bowl. That's only more work for me, more washing up to do. I'm not gonna do that. Not during Ramadan, and I'm sure you don't want to do that too either. Okay. Okay, everybody, you can see that the sauce is cooking, it's boiling. You can see really good bubbles in there. And oh my god, if you could smell it, it's amazing. Okay guys, as you can see, chocolate sauce is done. Now to be sure that it's really done, also it should be done in about 12 to 8 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. But to make sure it's really done, just get the spatula or a spoon. And as you can see, it should stick to the back of your spatula. As you can see, it's thickened up quite a lot. So I'm going to turn off the heat. Just turn off the heat, give it a quick stir. And while the chocolate sauce is still warm, don't wait for it to cool down. Get working. I'll get my biscuits. As I mentioned, these are rich tea biscuits. And I'll just break them into little pieces and put it in your chocolate sauce. It's as simple as that. Just get your Urdu biscuits, put it in your chocolate sauce. Make sure you just give it a quick stir once in a while. So I've got some in there. You might need to do a little bit of arm work here. But at least it's good for your arm. Toning up, right? That's good. That's gonna make a good appetite for me. Hard work. Okay. Wow, that looks great. Look at the color of that chocolate sauce. Great, dark, deep dish, a pan, whatever you have. And let it with cling film. Just let it. The good thing about this is once your cake is in the fridge for a couple of hours and you take it out, you can just turn it upside down and then it should come off easily. Take off the cling film, put it in a plate of your choice, and just cut it and serve. I'll show you that after our recipe done. So I'll just take this, layer it into my dish. Oh, it's great. Oh, look at the color. Just make sure you get all the chocolate in there. Don't leave any goodness, any goodie in your pan. I mean in your cooking pan, don't leave it there. Take it off. So just make sure you flatten it up. You need to make sure you flatten it for a good shape. So just flatten it. Flatten it really well. Make sure you press it against the bottom of your okay, there you can. Right. So now that's pretty much done. That's done. Now, what I'm gonna do now is don't put it in the freezer. You don't need to put it in the freezer. I believe desserts work best overnight. So if you have a party or some friends coming around, make sure you do it a day before. Put it in the fridge overnight. It really gets it chilled, and that's the best way to make, have your desserts or your cake, whatever you're making. But if you're in a hurry,